When I run the other direction, I'm undone, unraveling my plans. Make me whole again, rebuild me from the inside out, in a way only you know how.
This little girl was likely killed long before a report was made to the police.
The body of that little girl, Renesmay Yotzi, found overnight wrapped in a garbage bag, partially submerged in the Youghiogheny River. And the woman investigators say put her there is now also charged with her murder. Police paperwork from Fayette County is now revealing more about how the 9-year-old lived and how she allegedly died at the hands of someone who acted as her mom. New at noon.
This was not the result the search crews, the first responders, had hoped for.
It's a painful thing for everybody involved.
State police say they found Renesmay Yotzi dead. Her body was partially submerged in the Yough near Smithton.
We had search and rescue teams out. We had Game Commission, a number of other volunteers looking.
She was just 9.
I can't wrap my head around how somebody would do something like this to a child.
Fayette County DA Mike Auble says Courtney Yotzi, Renesmay's caretaker, her foster mom, is facing numerous charges, including criminal homicide, concealing the death of a child, even abuse of corpse.
We started conducting interviews, and we were led to the body.
And the DA says inconsistencies in those interviews gave investigators some pause.
The timeline was completely off. There were just statements that were conflicting with other information that we had.
According to the criminal complaint, Courtney Yotzi eventually told officers Renesmay vomited and began to choke. Yotzi claimed she tried to clear the girl's mouth, but the victim died. So she put Renesmay's body in a black bag.
It was intentional.
Renesmay was just 45 pounds.
Just personally viewing her body yesterday, she appears to be underweight. She showed signs of abuse, neglect, what appeared to be cigarette burns.
It corresponds with some of the other stories.
The information that we received from one of the other children in the home confirmed that there was abuse going on in the house.
Auble calls this whole ordeal emotional.
And just for her, sweet, beautiful little girl, just had to have lived in horror.
Between what he calls false hope and wasted resources trying to find Renesmay,
robbed of her life. I don't know how else to put it.
This result, it's a pill that's really tough to swallow. The district attorney also says the other 3 children that were in that house were removed. He anticipates future charges will be filed as well.
On that tragic breaking news, a 9-year-old found dead allegedly at the hands of her adoptive mother. This afternoon, we're learning more about the events leading up to the discovery of Renesmay Yotzi's body 30 minutes away from her Fayette County home. Pittsburgh's Action News 4 reporter Ed Diorio is joining us from State Police Barracks in Uniontown, Fayette County, with the heartbreaking development.
Yeah, Eleanor, we're still finding out a lot about this tragic case that saw Renesmay Yotzi found earlier today, partially submerged in the Youghiogheny River, and where she was found dead after an hours-long search that started yesterday and now has her adoptive mother, as you mentioned, Courtney Yotzi, facing numerous criminal charges, including criminal homicide. But from the criminal complaint that we obtained this morning, it details how Renesmay lived not just with Courtney, but also with another woman by the name of Sarah Shipley and 3 other juveniles in the home, 3 other kids in the house. And so this search began after, well, the authorities were called in after a associate of the family was called, and then this search began. And while authorities were waiting for a search warrant to go into the home in Dunbar, one of the kids told troopers, quote, "I'm never going to see my baby sister again because she's in heaven." That led to questioning for both Shipley and for Courtney Yotzi. And then eventually, according to the complaint, Yotzi told authorities about an incident on September 2nd, just 2 days ago, where Renesmay was in the bathtub, started to choke on her own puke, and then eventually died from that incident, according to Courtney. Then Courtney allegedly said she was scared, so she put Renesmay in the bag, and then that's where she was found earlier today in the Youghiogheny River. Now, Fayette County District Attorney Michael Auble told Ava Rash earlier today that he expects more charges to be filed.
We are learning more tonight about the charges filed after the tragic end to the search for this little girl. Early this morning, we told you police found the body of 9-year-old Renesmay Yutzi in the Yaak River.
She was reported missing from her home in Dunbar, more than a dozen miles from where she was eventually found. Her foster mother, Courtney Yutzi, is now charged with her murder.
And police say that girl was killed hours before she was reported missing. And the details on this are truly heartbreaking. Channel 11's Kara Sapida is live in Fayette County tonight with what that foster mom told police. Kara.
This is just devastating to this community here tonight, Lisa. So many people came out to search for this young girl. This was not the outcome they had prayed for. Today, I interviewed her biological mother. She said she searched for 13 hours yesterday, only to wake up this morning and find out her daughter had never actually been missing. Tonight, a community is heartbroken. The search for 9-year-old Renesmay Yutzi has ended in devastation. Police say her foster parents reported her missing from her Fayette County home, knowing all along where she was.
The amount of resources that were dedicated to this, immeasurable. It's not the result that we wanted this morning.
Renesmay's body was found along the bank of the Youghiogheny River. The district attorney says the signs of abuse were unmistakable.
What we saw this morning was a girl that appears to be malnourished, various bruises, cigarette burns on her body. It's very apparent that this girl suffered and that her mother was responsible.
This is one of the last public photos of Renesmay with her foster mothers, Courtney Yutzi and Sarah Shipley. Yutzi is now charged with homicide. The couple was living with Renesmay and her 3 biological siblings, along with their own child. Police say those children witnessed the horror. According to the criminal complaint, one child told police, "I'm never going to see my baby sister again because she's in heaven." Said her mom killed her sister and put her in a tote. One child woke to Renesmay screaming and crying and saw Shipley and Yutzi yelling, then kicked her in the stomach, and heard them say they would take her to a river, quote, far, far away. Yutzi told police she didn't call 911, afraid of being reported for a back burn on the girl and malnourishment. Said the girl began vomiting and choked, and that she tried CPR for 20 to 30 minutes to remove vomit.
She did not deserve the abuse, the malnourishment, or any of it. She didn't deserve to be thrown away like she was garbage.
Renesmay's biological mother, Christina Benedetto, told Channel 11 she had made mistakes as a mother and left her children with family members while trying to get back on her feet.
They were supposed to be somebody I could trust with my kids. Well, I got my life situated. I wasn't the best mother, but I was still there. And they wouldn't let me have any contact with any of the kids.
Christina searched for Renesmay for 13 hours yesterday, only to learn this morning her daughter was never missing.
My baby didn't deserve that. She was innocent. She still had her whole life ahead of her.
As for Shipley, the second foster mother in this case, she has not been charged. However, the criminal complaint does detail and describe her involvement in the abuse and in hiding the body. The district attorney telling me more charges are coming in this case. Live in Fayette County.